Hi everyone, welcome to this really quite personal video. This video has sort of been edited in two chunks. Essentially right now, as I'm recording, it's January 2022, but the footage that you're about to watch I originally shot in August 2021, but I was pretty busy at the time with work, and also I was really quite nervous to release that vlog. So it's been 4 months. Wait, August, September, October, November, December. It's been 5 months since I recorded that vlog. And in that time, a bunch of things have progressed and changed already in terms of my journey. So I just wanted to timestamp those things, update you with where I am right now, and then we will cut to Frit in the past. So right now, as of January 2022, I have had 2 appointments with a gender specialist, and they have given me my formal diagnosis of gender dysphoria. In the footage that you're about to watch in August 2021, I'd only had my first appointment. And also, as of now, I have added Frit to my name via Depol. So before, Frit was just a nickname that I've been using since forever, but it wasn't added to any of my legal documents, and now it is. So there's been a number of things that have happened in the past 5 months. Namely though, they've all been happening internally, and externally I haven't changed that much other than I've cut my hair shorter. A lot of the changes have happened internally, and I can see that when I watch back the footage. I can see that there is a big difference already in terms of the way that I talk about being trans, and it's not that I was uncomfortable with it back then. I felt really comfortable with it back in August, but I feel even more comfortable with it now. And that is incredible to be able to see that difference in myself from just watching through that footage and comparing it to how I feel about myself now and how I feel that I talk about being trans now. Yeah, it's just a really wonderful memento to have. So originally I considered whether I would re-record this trans announcement vlog as of now, but watching through the footage, there's just something so lovely about the way that I spoke about it at that time, so that I have that as a point of comparison for where I am now. So it just feels right to sort of piece these 2 bits together and just let you see them both. So without further ado, let's cut to Frit in August 2021. And yeah, just sending you lots of love, sending Frit from August 2021 loads of love for being super courageous to sit down and film and make that vlog, even though they were pretty nervous to do that. And I'm super excited now for where this YouTube channel is going to go and how I can pivot it into content that is so meaningful for me now, and that I really hope is meaningful to anyone else who watches these vlogs as well. Thanks so much for watching. Right, let's cut to August 2021. Hi everyone. It has been quite a while since I made my last video. It's been about 6 months. Lots of things have changed, but I'm sure the main thing that I should address now before anything else, because it's in the title of the video, is that I now identify as transgender. So what that means for me is that at birth I was assigned female, and now I identify as male. This has been a journey that I've been on arguably for all of my life, but particularly within the last, I don't know how long it's been, 10 months, a year maybe, I've been really sort of questioning my gender, trying to work out where I fit on the gender spectrum. And at the start of this year, I started to come to some quite solid conclusions around the idea that I feel very comfortable with the concept of identifying as transgender. It's been an incredible process actually. I have socially transitioned, so where I am now in my journey is that I'm still keeping my name as Frit. Frit is a pretty gender neutral name, most people know me by it. Myself and my girlfriend did try out Fred for a little while, because most people mishear my name when I first meet them and just assume that my name is Fred. So we tried that out for a bit, but it just didn't fit. And now we kind of use it every now and then as a bit of a joke name for me. But yeah, I'm keeping my name as Frit, but my pronouns have now changed to he, him. I also use they, them, because through my research of my own identity and of gender in general, I've realised that we genderise so many things in ways that are really unnecessary. So, for example, when we tell a story about someone, you might say, oh, I passed this person on the street and they offered me this leaflet and then, you know, mentioned about all these different things that I might be interested in and then walked off. Their gender sort of doesn't add anything to that story. I don't need to say, she gave me this leaflet, she told me all these things. It just doesn't have a bearing on the story. If the gender does have a bearing on the story, then fair enough, mention it. But, you know, I kind of realised that we unnecessarily add gender into things, and so I really enjoy also using they, them. And for me, I hope that doesn't take it away from non-binary people using they, them. I think it's a really sort of wonderful pronoun at the moment to really make us reclaim our intentional use of gender. I'm really early on in my journey, and that's why I kind of wanted to make this video not only as an update to all of you who follow me, but also to document and encapsulate this period of time in my life and in my journey. I am pre-medical transition. For me, that is the process that I want to explore and go down. I want to start taking testosterone, and I want to have that medical care. But it's really important to note that not all transgender people do want that, and their transgender identity is just as valid even without the medical care. So yeah, I'm pre-medical care at the moment, but I have had my first GIC, Gender Identity Clinic appointment, which was really cool. That was such a milestone. It actually happened on my 2-month Glide for Pride trip. If you don't know about that, essentially it was a trip across England where I rollerbladed and cycled across the country and met and interviewed LGBTQI+ people all over the country, heard their stories, and I'm currently turning it into a film. But yeah, hitting that milestone of having that first appointment was huge for me because I felt like it was the first step in really sort of solidifying on the outside how I feel on the inside. But it was a wild appointment. Like, I got asked some really hard questions. Some of the questions I didn't expect, which I might talk about in another video. Yeah, you know, those questions have really stuck with me, and I've been thinking about them almost daily, really, since I've had that appointment. And I think I will continue to do so until my next appointment, which is in September. And I've also, just for full clarity, have decided to go privately with this. I do have an NHS referral that has gone through to a GIC, but it will take at least 3 years for that to go through. It's looking more like 4 years now. On their website, it says that their waiting list is 33 to 36 months, and that they're taking appointments from 2017. Like, they actually say that on their website. So, you know, if I was just to stay on this NHS waiting list, I wouldn't be seen for my first appointment until 2024 at the very earliest, likely 2025, because COVID has added to the backlog. With where I am in terms of a financial privilege, I can afford at the moment to pay for some of my appointments privately, with the intention that in a few years' time my NHS referral will come through and I can switch over to the NHS services instead. But yeah, there's just no way that I was going to wait that long. The fact is that oftentimes for transgender people, when you come to a point where you've called the doctor to ask them to refer you, you've pretty much already come to the conclusion that you are transgender and that you do want this process to take place. You know, there's a lot of, for me anyway, there was a lot of quiet thought and reflection I didn't want to announce it to anyone before I was ready. So for me to be able to vocalise that to someone that I don't really know, the doctor, must have meant that I was comfortable enough with it to come forward to basically a stranger about it. So then to be told after that, you need to wait another 4 years before you can get your first appointment to begin your medical transition. Yeah, it's heartbreaking really to think about it. That is, of course, the route that some people have to take because they don't have the funds to go private. I won't talk too much more about that for now. It can be something that I talk about later when I feel like I have more experience of it. But currently those are my thoughts on it, which is that the service is horrendously understaffed and there are a lot of people whose lives are at stake because of this huge waiting list. Where I am socially transitioning, I feel like I've completely socially transitioned, really. Actually, almost. I'm 80-90% of the way there. And the remaining 10-20% is just some legal documents. So I'm currently in the process of changing my gender on my driver's licence and passport and bank accounts and stuff like that. So all of those sort of more boring admin-y stuff, but they're not really that boring. They're really affirming. To have that on these documents is so important for me anyway, and I'm sure for lots of other transgender people. I am currently getting accurately gendered, as in people will sir me and assume that I'm a guy, particularly if I'm with my girlfriend, because there's this sort of heteronormative judgment thing, which itself is problematic. But yeah, particularly with a mask on, if I've gone to pick up a package with my driver's license and my photo on my old driver's license looks a bit more typically feminine, I suppose. And then I've been asked many times to take my mask down, and then there's this look in their eye that's like, So I'm currently sorting bits and pieces like that out. But in terms of socially transitioning, I feel like I've mostly done that in terms of my family, my friends know. I came out on Instagram at the end of March. I came out on the 31st of March, which also just happened to be Transgender Day of Visibility. I was feeling ready around that time to announce it online because, I was starting to see that some opportunities with my Glide for Pride trip were popping up, and I was getting she-heard quite a lot, and I just felt so disconnected and alienated with that I thought, I don't want to go through my entire trip having people she-her me and then come to the end of the trip and announce that I'm transgender and sort of have to navigate the transition in that way. So I just decided to come out on the 31st of March, and it has been a wonderful process. It has been hugely positive. The onslaught of love and support and well wishes and just so many heartfelt and warm messages and comments, and it was just amazing. People that I haven't spoken to in a long time were sharing my post with so much just love and kindness. Yeah, it was an incredibly overwhelming but fantastic day to do that, and all the people in my life now are essentially transitioning with me. That's a big thing that I've realised, is that it's one of the few things in life that you ask everyone you know to alter the way that they speak about you to other people and think about you, I suppose. My friends will still she-her me accidentally and then correct themselves, and that's absolutely fine. We will get to a point where that's not going to happen anymore, and I think with the effects of testosterone later down the line, that will probably become a bit easier for people. But I appreciate the huge amounts of effort that the people in my life are putting in right now. It means everything to me that that people would do that for me, and I don't care if they mess up, I don't care if they misgender me. I care that they correct themselves, and I care that they correct other people. That means more to me than the mistake. The mistake I forget about instantly as long as they correct themselves. So yeah, it's been big. I'm very lucky that I have the support that I do have and the financial means to pursue private healthcare for this. I'm fully aware of that, and I hope that at some point I can pay that forward to other people. I've got some ideas, but I'm not quite sure on how I'm going to do that yet, and I feel like I need to get further down the line myself before I do. But in the meantime, I really want to document more of my journey via YouTube videos. I'm on TikTok as well. This platform and TikTok are the two places that I really want to document my transition process. The final thing that I want to say is that I think in the past and even up to the current day, I've really struggled with the concept of self-love. I think there's been many reasons for that, but I think a big reason for it is that I've not felt like I've been my genuine self, and I've not sometimes understood what that even means. But I feel like now maybe I do. Maybe the reason why I've struggled with self-love in the past is because I've not been able to fully embrace the entirety of who I am. And now that I feel like I'm at a place where maybe I'm just starting to open that door, I'm hoping that that also means that I'm going to be able to make some progress with self-love also. I understand it's going to take a lot of work, I understand it doesn't just sort of fall into your lap, but I feel now more than ever that I'm capable of giving myself self-love. That feels really exciting. So yeah, that's where I am with everything. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that sort of caught you up a little bit in terms of where I'm at. If you have any questions, then please do let me know in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them and potentially make sort of videos dedicated to those questions if possible. This is the start, and it feels really good to be able to share this on a platform that I still really enjoy and I still want to contribute to. So yeah, I hope you'll come along with me, and just thank you so much for all your love and support already. Okay, cool. I'll see you in the next video.